live broadcast. Mhm. Mm. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Really don't really know exactly what we're actually getting into, but let me try to figure that out. Actually,
Me
oh
too.
yeah, it's three true horror stories
Valentine's Day horror
on
stories.
Valentine's Horror. It's going to be animated. I'm actually kind of excited about that because those are funny days. Let me fix this because you can't even see it. But yeah, welcome. I'm Danny Pro. That's Drewski, and that's Rail. I don't know why I keep doing this, but I'm gonna give Drew a chance to explain what these are. He's gonna
I
say
don't
I
know
don't
what these
know.
are.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes, but it is made by Horror Shorts Party, who we have never checked out. And if we have, you know what? Horror Shorts. Maybe this is just a spinoff from them. But
I
regardless,
don't know.
checking them out. Three true Valentine's Day horror story. Let's get it.
Yeah. What do you say?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What Danny said.
What Danny said.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are
That
not
part.
partaking in the moving of videos.
Oh, yeah. I forgot I had control of the videos. It's been a while.
You might want to maximize the said video.
I will. I will. See,
All right, there you go.
maximized.
Malarkey.
Hold on. There was a warning.
No, the one.
No.
The following
Okay, so
stories were inspired by or loosely based on actual events or locals or persons, living or dead.
so in other words, they made something out of nothing and gave you some. So no, we can't really use the word true because it's a spinoff. But it's gonna be fun.
That's the same thing that like big movie companies do.
Yes.
They'll say this is a true story, and then it's
Inspired by
95.
true
And the
events.
only thing that was true was like there was one girl named Ashley there.
And yeah, it'll be one part of the story that makes sense. Like remember when we looked up the Chainsaw Massacre shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude didn't even use a fucking chainsaw.
Yeah.
I forgot to look
He
that
used
up
the
to
knife.
actually check that.
I did. He used a knife.
So where did the chainsaw come from? That's the thing.
Exactly.
It was
Must have been like
adopted.
one of those like stories passed on generations after generations, and they changed it from a knife to a chainsaw.
There was an actual explanation about that too. I just don't remember because it's been a while.
Hollywood,
Match.
Hollywood.
Match.com. I actually believe that was what it was. It was just Hollywood's tape.
Well, they did good because I legitimately thought that was from the original.
Yeah. I mean, everybody did. I mean, it's a Halloween costume with the chainsaw, so I mean. Match.com. Let's go.
I didn't think it was real because they shoot this nigga and he don't die.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's obvious.
That's not how people do. That's
I'm
not
about
how
I'm about to take it back to that little phrase on this video earlier. It's been loosely changed, or the truth is loosely in here. Like,
But hey, you the one who said
Days.
you the one who was believing shit, not me. That's what I'm saying.
he was real. He did do that. It came off of a real dude. And
No, he
so
didn't
that
get
is
shot.
not-
He
I don't
didn't
know
get
if he
shot
got
with a
shot.
shotgun and keep it moving.
I don't know.
Tell you
if
that
he
much.
did that. He was definitely on something else.
It was just
And
a serial
I
killer.
highly doubt he was as big as they make him look in the
No,
fucking movie.
actually,
They make this
no.
Again,
He was
it's
bad,
movies loosely based off a true story, but
Yeah.
still, the guy was real. I was not wrong. The guy was real.
All I'm saying is, how much scarier would he have been if he was 4 feet tall, running around cutting people's faces off?
Yeah, they have a movie about that. It's called was it Leprechaun?
That's exactly what I was
That
about to say.
nigga's like 2.5 feet, bro.
Now he was, yeah, but no, he was vicious. I mean, he literally made you walk your face into an open fan and cut your face off.
Chucky.
You're like, that was a good fantasy thing. Yeah, let's play the show they came
yeah.
for. They didn't
Yeah.
come here for this.
We.
How you know?
I don't
I know.
If they came here, they literally have nothing
Discrimination.
else to do in life. I don't know why they're here.
Hey, you saying they're coming for our witty banter? How dare you?
Right?
I'm just being real, you know.
Slap,
I
slap,
appreciate y'all
homie.
coming
Slap,
over.
slap.
Ain't that the point in coming to anybody's podcast thingy for their witty banter?
Oh, that'd be great, but we're not on a podcast.
Well, shut the fuck up. We're doing videos. We're reviewing videos, motherfucker. What the fuck? They're here for the review, right, motherfucker?
They're here
All
for
right,
something.
then. All right, then.
All right,
Yeah,
then. All right,
Our
then.
witty banter.
All right, then.
Our witty banter.
All right, then.
All right, then.
Alright.
Push play before we get into this.
I know.
We're already
It
into it,
was in
motherfucker.
January 2016 when it happened. I felt lonely since I had
Alright,
been
then.
single for a long time, and despite realizing my family and friends, I went on Match.com to meet someone who could finally make me feel whole again. As cheesy and small-minded as it may sound, I just wanted to spend my Valentine's Day with someone special instead of keeping my eyes glued to the television all day while munching on some
Man, that
Cheetos
voice,
all by
man.
myself.
The voice
I
actor is
finally
nailing
stopped
this
caring
role
when I
100%
found
right
Emma.
now.
Everything about her was attractive. She was definitely my type. At that moment, I felt she was the perfect match. So, with no time to lose, I messaged her immediately, hoping she wouldn't give me the cold shoulder. Hours passed, making me feel edgy, but the wait was worth it. When she finally replied, my heart skipped a beat, and we have kept in touch ever since. We called each other day and night, thought we didn't anything. And as the weeks passed, I felt we had grown closer. So, 2 days before Valentine's, we decided to meet up. Of all the fancy stuff going through my head, taking her to a hotel
All
was
the
the best
fancy
choice.
stuff going
It
Taking her
was
to a
a
hotel.
luxurious room, but the most exciting part was yet to come with her and I on the bed. So, I checked in a day earlier, intending to spice things up a little as I set up the room to create the perfect atmosphere.
You haven't even met this
The
girl in
following night,
person, you
Emma
know,
was
like-
set to arrive.
Alright, hold on.
You ain't met this girl in person. You can go all the hell way out.
So
Like,
many red flags
man,
already.
there's-
This is simping to the simping highest degree. This guy really waited his whole night for a fucking reply. Got the reply. Ha 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 ha. He is literally getting a hotel. I was, I understandably understand that in one sense. But you had a whole house.
Understandably understand that.
Hey.
Okay.
You don't take no random to your crib first night.
No, I get that. Yeah, I'm not against the idea of going to a hotel. I'm
But
not,
the thing that I guess it, yeah.
You don't know what could happen to
all
that
I'm
man.
saying is
All
you
I'm
just gave the
saying is,
address to
It's
somebody
already,
you were
it's
talking
already
to
supposed
on
to be
a
a scary
phone.
story.
This is the
and
first
a
time they met.
stranger. Like, you never met her. You gonna go ahead? Let's meet 101 where there's no one else around
In a hotel.
in a hotel
Room.
with no ties, so my name's not on the hotel. Let's do that. Like, maybe it's just
Hey,
me, but
There's cameras
I
in the
see
hotel.
issues.
Though.
it might be cameras
Shit
in a
happens.
hotel.
Yeah,
but a
shit
hood is a
happens in
hoodie.
hotels.
A
Yeah.
hoodie is a hoodie.
Shit
You
happens
saw
in the
you saw an
hotels, man.
individual
I can't even
called
yeah.
it said fake name here with a hood on. Go in there. They don't. Nah, man. Nah. I wouldn't put myself personally in that spot. I'm gonna meet the person
Yeah.
in a public place first.
Hey, sirs, yeah,
And
exactly.
You're sitting down first, and I'm calling you. And if I don't like it, then
Yeah, I'm saying that, of
I'm out.
course. But
This
I'm
is his
saying,
first
you
time
wouldn't
meeting
take it
her,
to the
though.
crib.
huh?
He
First
planning
time.
on, but that's what I'm saying. He planning on getting some cheeks. He wilding.
I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
I know that, but
Yeah, he's definitely planning it.
let's-
But let me say this real quick though. I said this a little bit earlier, but this man, this voice actor that's actually acting for this guy, you are nailing this role 100%. You have that psychotic monotone ass fucking voice going on, perfect for this.
I know.
You dude sounds crazy halfway because of how you sound on him. Like, I mean, it's dope.
Yeah,
You're good.
it
You're
is.
doing good. You're doing real good.
Alright,
Don't start screaming though. That would mess it
I'm
all
not.
up.
play.
Drive. I'm not going to lie. I was nervous as hell, as if it was a first date all over again.
Oh,
but I didn't
so it
want to
wasn't
back
first
out
date,
now.
okay, okay.
So I gave her the details, including the hotel I was at and the room I was waiting in. At first,
This
I
trap
was afraid she'd be under
setup.
the impression that I was desperate. But when she told
Exactly.
me
You
that
are.
That's
I
my
was on
yeah.
the way,
That was my
boosted
thought.
confidence.
Like,
About half an hour later,
Ooh,
I heard
knocking
a
like
knock
that
my
on your door.
Not like the
I
feds.
knocked
Right.
Like, what the
and
fuck?
opened it, expecting to see the attractive woman I saw in the photo
Yeah, here
from
it is.
Match.com.
here it is.
However, I was disappointed when she looked subpar, totally different from the pictures I had seen. She wore a sleeveless shirt and a short flashy skirt with a bulging belly and dark round circles around her eyes, making her look like a zombie. Moreover, her hair was disheveled and greasy, like she hadn't washed it in days. She was
That's
a
gross.
fucking catfish. I couldn't believe I was being scammed, but despite my dissatisfaction, I was so desperate to be
No.
Valentine's Day that sleeping with her was my only chance.
No.
She told me how thrilled she was to find
No.
and that I was more handsome in real life than in the photos.
Go faster on more devices than Optimum. Get 1 gig fiber
Woo. Saved by the commercial.
No, he's not
Yo.
saved.
internet for as
I'm saved by the commercial.
with no annual
Yeah, but you
Coming
gotta
back.
dive right back
I
into
know.
horrible water.
I
You know
needed
what I'm
I
saying?
needed a little break.
I
'Cause-
Get it over with.
oh my gosh, this is horrible. This is horror right here.
So many
wished I could
disagreements
say
going
the
on in
same
life
thing
right now.
about her, but I held back and decided not to comment on her physical appearance, knowing she'd leave me. Then, as I was about to give her her Valentine's present, her phone rang, and when she picked it up, I heard her say,
Yeah, he's here, sitting next to me.
I felt my throat dry up. My muscles stiffened. I looked at her with confusion, wanting to ask what was happening. Emma, who is that on the phone with you? I said as my voice cracked. She didn't say a word. She only stared at me with a blank expression. Then, suddenly, her vigor and interest in me vanished, and I could tell that something was wrong. I just couldn't pinpoint what it was exactly, but then I saw the most disturbing, most horrific thing I have ever saw in my life. A masked man barged in the room, armed and dangerous, saying, "Get down on the floor, now!" I kneeled down with my face touching the ground, sweat pouring from my body as I raised my hands to surrender. Stop, stop! Please, let's talk about this. I didn't do anything wrong. Just let me go.
Shh! Lower your voice. The sooner you cooperate, the sooner we'll be done with this.
Emma scowled. I began to tremble uncontrollably, complying with everything they said as they threatened me to get into their vehicle parked in the back. Then, as we walked to the parking lot, the man said under his breath, "Don't try anything funny. You got that? This isn't the first time we've dumped a dead body." I swear I couldn't breathe, and even when I saw many people pass by, they were unaware of what I was going through. With no other option,
You had a whole
I got
mask
to the
on, bro.
vehicle,
No,
and
that's
the
not how that
couple
works.
gave me a hell of a
Oh no.
It's COVID
masked
season.
man drove so fast that I thought we would crash at any moment.
So he had a
What do
hole
you
in his
want from
mouth.
me? I don't have much. I swear. Shut up. One more word from you, and your family will see you on the news. I was afraid my life was going to flash before me. I might have peed my pants, convinced there was no way to escape. Then, with every chance they got, they forced me to withdraw money from several banks around the city. It was crazy. My head was spinning. I didn't know when, if, or how this nightmare would end. I just wanted to go home. I didn't care if I was alone. Anywhere but here was better. Then, after the 6th bank, they made me strip to my underwear, which I hesitated at first. But when they threatened to hurt me, I couldn't say no. And after giving them what they wanted, they kicked me out of the vehicle in the middle of nowhere. It was so dark that I couldn't even see the path I was trekking. There were no light posts nor glowing street signs to give me direction. I was lost, but at least I was alive. Since then, I couldn't look at Valentine's Day the same again. I deleted my profile on Match.com and decided to meet people the right way instead of going online. I didn't know that wanting someone so much could lead me so close to death. Now, whenever it was Valentine's Day, I just spend it at home alone, keeping the doors locked and the house secure. The story was inspired by a real-life case that went down on Valentine's Day of 2016. The male and female shown here were the alleged culprits.
So that's the
The
guy.
animation pretty much sums up the whole ordeal in a nutshell. The assailants have been accused of kidnapping and robbery, which is punishable by 10 to 20 years in prison.
Push pause.
Okay.
All right. So that was the live guy that did all that shit. I called a setup in the beginning.
Yeah, I really, yeah.
Like,
Duh, it's scary stories.
There's so many red flags.
yeah, again, this is one of those situations like, yo, you really did this to yourself.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for you.
No, but it was good. It was a good story.
Nailed, the voice actor nailed it. He made it for sure. But yeah,
Scary situation, but so many red flags.
he literally, yeah, he That was stupid. I mean, it was good. It was well done, but I saw a trap.
Man,
break.
funny
Right
thing
off a
is,
break.
I met my match on Match.com.
Oh,
Nah.
oh, look at that. Drewski over here trying to say some cutesy
But-
stuff, huh?
But see,
It was like
Niggas hilarious.
Match.com. Man, we should be
I-
paid advertisements.
I
This is
know.
what happens when you use it the
Defending
right way.
situations like you could get robbed and killed almost, or you could meet your match on Match.com. We don't know. Good luck.
Next story.
Take a chance. Either way, you lose your pants.
Roll it. Yes, there it is. That new dating site. There's a new dating site. That's a catchphrase right on top of it. I'm sorry.
Letters.
For the last 6 years, I've been living in fear as a single woman all the way through my 30s and into my 40s. I am forced to fear for my safety.
I'm sorry, the voice saying
Yeah, I
that
know.
though.
I know.
That voice saying that.
Rewind it. You have to rewind it. I'm dying on the inside too, for real. Because I honestly, it was kind of shocking. I did not expect him to be the voice guy for this.
For the last 6 years, I've been living in fear as a single woman all the way through my 30s and into my 40s. I am forced to fear for my safety, and here's why. It started on a Valentine's Day. I was doing my typical
God.
morning routine of
I
watering
don't care
the
how
plants
scary
in
this
the
is. This
around
man's
my
voice
small
with this
bungalow
as her
home.
as the main
When I
character
got
is just
to
gonna
the
make this
front of the
comical.
house, I noticed an unusual letter sitting on my porch. It
I
was
love
in a
it.
brownish envelope, and on one side had 5 crudely drawn X's, one big one and 4 smaller ones circling it. I opened it on my doorstep, and inside was a Valentine's Day card with the cat picture on it. I then
Aw.
opened the card and began reading it.
Yeah, like
And
one
that's
word
when
on
this
it.
growing sensation of nausea and vertigo started to tell me something was very, very wrong. It was a handwritten note full of disturbing things. There were references to my daily activities, revealing that I was being watched, and other sickening comments about me and how I looked and whatnot. But even with all of that, they still had the nerve to sign off on the letter saying, "Lots of loving kisses on Valentine's Day to my sweet little oblivious victim."
Oh.
Your stalker, Gordon. And at the bottom of the letter, the
Yo.
same symbol of the 5 X's. By the time I finished reading it, my hands were shaking. I didn't know of any Gordon. Freaked out, I phoned the police right away, but I was rather disappointed with the response I got. They said all they could do was file a report and take the letter as evidence. Other than that, they didn't have enough to go off of to look for him. In any case, I
What do you
didn't get
mean?
much shut-eye on
Lily
that first
says,
night. When
"To
morning
my
finally
oblivious
came,
victim."
I cowered until I
Huh?
The letter stated the idea to my oblivious victim. How is that not a threat to life to actually get some help there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's bullshit. That's not how that
That
story
was
really
funny.
went down. She was all.
That was
That's not how that went.
hilarious.
She didn't call the cops. They put that shit in it. She didn't call the cops. She went up and said, "Fuck this." Like,
That
Calm
was,
this shit, though. Like, yo, you got to be a real asshole ass criminal.
I know.
yeah, it's a
To
sign
my
to me.
oblivious victim.
Yeah,
I'm gonna write you a letter and insult you in that bitch.
yeah, and I'm gonna put my name on it because you ain't gonna be
Yeah,
around.
and write my name.
I'll take it back in a minute.
Love Gordon, nigga.
Yeah.
XOXOXO, bitches.
Fingerprints signed. Like, that letter's coming
Nigga
with
put
me.
his signature X's on that hoe and shit.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean that's not evidence, bro? Like, that's like the thing. Like, that's the issue.
What
I heard
the
the
fuck?
postman come and go, and then I peeked through the blinds to see if there was another brownish envelope with X's on it. Thankfully, there wasn't.
You're
A few
now
more
playing
days
his
passed
game.
and no more letters from Gordon came in, and slowly I was able to feel less paranoid. I started to rationalize the event as perhaps a prank pulled by some neighborhood kids.
Oh, yeah.
But unfortunately, that was
Dumbass.
all out the table on the day when I walked out the door to go to work, and I saw another letter on my porch. I knew it had to be from Gordon due to the 5 X's on it. I didn't want to touch it. But
Damn, he has his
felt
own
like I had
signature and everything.
I picked it up and started to unravel the contents. And again, On the front of the card was an odd-looking cat image, and the inside was the handwriting of an insane person confessing their love and admiration for me.
He's called you a victim, though. Like,
No.
I love you, my victim.
Winning Vision secret.
Like,
This simple
it's like
The
it puts the
ultimate
lotion on the
He
skin
wrote
shit.
much more in this letter, talking about the things he wanted to do to me, things that gave him pleasure to think about doing,
Oh.
dreams about kidnapping and imprisoning me, all expressed in painstaking and vulgar detail. And again, he signed off with a chummy tone while remembering to remind me that I was in danger, saying, "I hope you know that I think of you all the time, and I wish that we will be together very soon. Endless, messy love and kisses from your stalker and soon-to-be killer." And I stood there for a brief
Pause,
moment
hold.
as the
I respect this guy as a serial killer.
Respect, yo, that shit. You know how
Yeah.
how ballsy you have to be to say these things. in a letter?
Exactly why I
Like-
respect this guy as a serial
Yo,
killer.
I'm wondering. She called the
He's
cops
gonna do
now. It's like
handwritten letters.
a handwritten letter.
handwritten,
too.
handwritten letters and signing off soon to be killer. Like,
Yo,
what? This
Yo.
dude is on a whole nother level of psychopath. I love it.
100%. Like, but
I gotta respect it.
you respect it, yeah. I mean, at least you can't say he's lying. Like, he's not manipulating you in any way. He's letting you know what's going on. Like, you
No.
have to be fucked. So
Yeah.
fuck the cops.
Now, do I agree about this? No. This
You
is
ain't gonna
terrible.
buy a gun.
But
Yeah, you would think. And what she's going to do is write it off as a joke from the kids across the street. If the kids across the street know your whole entire schedule, like, they're a threat.
mhm.
Like, if they're the issue, that's a problem. But I know how to
Yeah.
fix it.
Mhm. All right.
adrenaline built up and then boiled over, sending me into a deep panic.
Leave me alone or I'm calling the cops.
You
I
already
went
did that.
inside and immediately locked all the windows and doors before I got my phone to alert the authorities again. However, the response was the same. They took the letter as evidence and added it to the pre-existing case file, then basically told me to stop overreacting. I tried to reason with them, saying I felt I was in danger, but they
Put it in
brushed
the
me off
letter.
like they had bigger things to
Yeah, I
worry
mean,
about.
Damn.
Something ain't
To my
clicking with this
surprise,
shit.
About a week
Like,
later, my worst fears were
you might be
realized.
going over
It
to,
was
like,
in
the
middle of
killer's,
the
like,
night,
lair
and I was still
or
unable to
something.
settle
You're
down
fucking
from
up.
receiving
Mhm.
Warden's last
You're going over to the
threatening
fucking
letter. I
post
had
office
been
thinking you're going to the
tossing
police
and
station or
turning in
something.
Huh?
So you're probably going over to the post office thinking she's going to the police station or something.
Yeah.
Like, it don't make sense. The story, the way she explained how she was explaining the story to the cops and all that, just doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
They just gonna take that
For
shit and
how-
it's like someone just threatened you, and like we have proof of it. But nah, it's just a letter. You're good. I mean, that's a pretty solid threat.
I don't know. That's a sticky one with the law. Law is very.
I understand. I get it. And trust me, you got to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? You
Me
gotta
and
do shit.
Elena had this talk yesterday because we were talking about cyberbullying, and there is no laws against cyberbullying. And there was a. How old was she, babe? Yeah. 15. Committed suicide because she was cyberbullied.
Okay.
And it,
I'm not saying cyberbullying is horrible. You shouldn't be doing it.
yeah,
Like,
no,
you'll
yeah,
hear
yeah.
me
It's
talking
definitely
crap
horrible,
with Drew and Rel and all that. It's because we know each other, though.
but we know each other. We're friends.
Like, if they
And
talk the
we-
way that they're
we-
talking to me and I don't know them, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different thing. But you shouldn't be
Yeah.
cyberbullying. It's a horrible situation. You're a horrible person if you're doing it.
Yeah. But there,
Same
but
time,
going back,
you know what you can do?
What's
Not
up?
read this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You-
if
you
you
can
do
always
read
be
it, don't
like,
let it get
oh,
to
I
you.
ain't gonna just
hey,
Fucking-
look, this person who doesn't like me is sending me a message, so I'm gonna not read it.
Right. But
Because
how do we get on
You
this
have
conversation?
just as much power as they have on the fucking internet. People are just so sensitive.
That's fair.
You're wondering how we got into this conversation.
Yeah, like in the middle of this, we kind of got thrown off.
A little bit, but it did kind of
I
relate.
think we crossed
to
the
what
state
you were
line.
saying.
I think we
I'm
crossed the
Because-
state line on that,
I'm
not a
on
little
this
bit.
ride right now, so I don't know how you guys are getting off topic. What's going on here?
No, it started off as something with play.
Yeah.
It was when I first heard noises coming from outside the window. I shot up out of bed to quickly hide underneath it. When I stopped moving, I could hear the sound again, and it was clearly footsteps, like someone was walking around my house, just outside my bedroom, getting closer and closer, until it finally stopped. I had to cover my mouth to keep from screaming when I saw the silhouette of a man looking through my window. I knew it had to be that Gordon freak. I went frozen stiff, hoping he would just go away. But then he tapped on the glass and started talking like he knew I was in there. Hey, beautiful. Are you
Why did it make him
sleeping?
look like that?
I forgot to give you
Like-
something from last Valentine's Day. I wanted to vomit, but I was forced not to move a muscle. I just waited in agonizing silence, praying he would just go away. After several excruciating minutes passed, I never heard him walk away. His silhouette was gone, but I felt he was still outside my house. I could feel the fear inside me growing, convincing myself that if I continued to let him stand out there, it was only a matter of time before he couldn't resist the temptation to break in. At last, I made a break for it, climbing out from under the bed, grabbing my phone from the nightstand, and running to the other side of the house as I called the police yet again. I stayed on the phone with the operators as I cowered in my linen closet, waiting for help to arrive. I was quite disappointed when the cops came and Gordon had already left the scene. All they found was another letter on my doorstep, but I didn't bother picking it up. I just let the cops take it, and that's all they ended up doing. They literally made no effort to find the man who continues to torment me to this day. Since then, I have shared my story with the internet, urging anyone who sells letters, works at the post office, or thinks they recognize the handwriting to contact me. Over the years, my paranoia has grown worse and worse.
We know you're hovering over that button, but we need your help. We have a better button, we promise. Right on time.
That
I
is
don't want to
killing
move
me.
away from my home. I refuse to admit defeat to this scumbag. Still, it strikes fear in me to know that Gordon is still out there and still knows where I live.
Move.
This story was inspired by a real-life case regarding an alleged stalker, quote-unquote, named Gordon. The images below are photographs of the Valentine's Day cards, with the distinguishable cat image and disturbing messages with the signature 5 X's. Since then, the culprit has been caught. Here is the image of him, revealing Gordon to be a 68-year-old man who had been obsessed with the victim for years. He has since pled guilty to one charge of stalking.
Those would be scary.
I,
Beat his old ass up.
Let's keep it rolling. That's-
yeah. At least he got caught.
Yeah, he got caught and he admitted to it. He's like, yeah, I did it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I signed the
Yeah.
letters and gave you my fingerprints. I mean, what? Like, you know?
I feel like he should have been charged with more than stalking if he
Yeah, I
wrote killer
mean-
in those letters.
Yeah.
Threatened to kill her, like in 2 different, possibly 3 letters. They have no
Alright.
fucks to give back then. Damn.
Oh, that's where our conversation went because I was
What?
like, you remember? Because we were puzzled about the conversation.
Yeah,
so
were you
real
thinking
quick,
about this whole time?
a little bit,
Like,
but
you were on this the whole time? Like, we went through the rest of the fucking video. This
And
shit
then-
been on your brain, huh?
and then the end part of the video sparked it back up, and yeah,
So what was
but forgot now. We had this conversation.
Yeah, dude.
Next.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, I do remember.
God, Lord. Like, yo. You
It was the law is
son
funny.
of a bitch. Like,
Desperation around Valentine's Day can get a girl into trouble. Hopefully
the
it's
voice
just
is
an
worse.
embarrassing date that you have to live down over time. But
Ugh.
I was in college,
No.
and the dreaded date of February 14th was getting dangerously close while I still had no one to call my own. My friends were all over Tinder and kept telling me to get on it too. But after trying it a few times, I knew I wasn't going to find what I was looking for. Most of the men on Tinder, local to me, were just thirsty cutthroats that want to use you once or twice and then never see you again. I was a bit of a hopeless romantic, and I was starting to believe I was becoming more naive and gullible by holding out for the perfect man. That is until one night, when I got a random DM on Instagram from a super hot guy that was just my type. I didn't think it was too good to be true. I was just surprised that he would pursue me over everyone else. His name on Instagram was Anthony something, and his message read, "Hey there, beautiful." It took me a while to work up the courage to reply, but when I eventually did, I texted.
Hi there, handsome.
We hit it off fairly quickly and DM'd each other every now and then. On the third day, he asked me out on a date. I was a little anxious and wasn't exactly ready to see him yet, so I replied with no. Regardless, I found it a little strange.
I'm just a little confused.
You? Alright.
Why?
It's not me.
He used a girl's voice on the text. Why didn't he just use the same girl's voice on this voice acting?
I understand,
That's fair.
and I just was like, "Yep."
Because it just
I heard it, and I was like,
No, I get it. There
I was like,
there was
yeah.
a girl's voice. I did not catch that. But
Yeah.
No, you're right.
it threw me
You
so
had
off.
you had a female voice actor. Why would you
It
use the
threw
female
me
voice actor?
so off just now.
"Yep."
Oh my god!
So she
Sorry.
was on the mind. I was like,
Sorry.
"Hey man, you got a dude, you got to read. That's fine. Didn't have no female ones. That's cool." And then he heard the female one. And was, "How dare you?"
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. But it was like, I've already given up on this, so
Yeah.
Good stories. Just curiosity.
I'm entertained.
They would pitch to meet at a local hilltop for our first meeting. I always said I couldn't do it for one reason or another, but it became even more uncomfortable when he persisted with it. He would always send messages saying, "How about that local hilltop today? It's beautiful weather right now. How about we go on a bike ride to the hilltop?" I can't believe how many passes I gave him just because I thought he was hot. He asked me to go to the same hilltop every day for 4 days, and he would always shoot down any other date ideas. It was apparent that he was adamant about this hilltop. Eventually,
Red flag.
It was the night before Valentine's Day, and I
Big
finally
red
had
flag.
some real time on
Maybe
my
on that
hands,
one.
but we still hadn't agreed on a date.
I agree with
Hilltop.
That's when
you.
he asked me a different question, saying, "I got us a present for Valentine's Day. Want to know what it is?" I was curious.
Now
so
that's
I
Come to the
replied
hilltop.
back with,
No.
Yes, I do.
You gotta meet me at the hilltop.
Of course,
A
she would
few
reply
seconds
because she was
later,
about to get
he
something.
replies back with, "I got us a nice hotel," and then a wink sign at the end. The way he brought it up made it seem like he booked an expensive room in the nicest hotel in town.
Nah,
But
he
when he
didn't.
sent me the address, my heart sank. It wasn't nice at all. It was this dingy motel on the sketchy side of town.
There's things to be said here.
Your healthcare provider about Rybelsus today.
Like, she's all about that.
Suddenly, the proposition felt a lot scummier, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt,
What?
assuming he was tight on money. I was so excited to finally see him in person that I didn't care where it was, as long as it wasn't that stupid hilltop. After I showered, got dressed, and filled up on gas, I started driving across town to the motel. By then, it was after dark. The parking lot was almost full, so I parked near the lobby. I remember waving through the glass at the clerk behind the desk as I walked past the front building to the room number I was told to go to. I also remember him giving me a strange look that I couldn't understand, but I brushed it off and continued walking. When I got up to the right door, I knocked quietly so I wouldn't draw attention.
That's a red flag, too, by the way.
Nobody answered after a minute, so I knocked again, louder this time. Still no answer. I pounded on the door several more times until it finally opened, revealing my most haunting, worst possible nightmare I could ever imagine. The man who opened the door was this gigantic...
This man sound like he's like in
the Anthony I
Yu-Gi-Oh
saw
right
on
now.
Instagram.
I don't know if I have the right room. Is Anthony here?
Yes, sweetheart. I'm Anthony.
I felt like I was going to throw up. Everything hit me all at once as I realized
Straight
I was
Yu-Gi-Oh.
such an idiot to let myself get catfished this bad on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
As soon as I started to walk away, the sicko reached out and grabbed me by the waist and yanked me into the room
What was that
like a
sound
rag
effect,
doll.
man?
Everything crashed and burned in a matter of seconds. I started screaming for help as he slammed the door and threw me across the room onto the bed. I went dressed as he blocked me in by standing in front of the only exit. He then started stripping down to his underwear as I frantically took the lamp on the nightstand, but it was useless. The creep stomped toward me and smacked the lamp out of my hand.
As he, hold up, pause,
This time immediately
stop,
getting on-
stop, hold up. Did he say he smacked the lamp out of his hand? But then you see the animation of him carefully grabbing it. like, no, let's not do that. I should have never asked you to pause it here. Go ahead, continue.
Get off
of me! Leave me alone or I'm calling the cops!
His sheer size and weight were enough to pin me down by the arms and legs, and crush my chest so much I could barely breathe. I wailed one last time before he started to smother me. I thought I was about to die in my hotel room, but right as he crouched his face towards me, I heard the door open. Hey! The creep turned his head to the side just in time to get bashed in the face by a baseball bat. He lost his balance and was pushed over off of me onto the floor. That's when I finally saw who came in the room. It was the clerk from the front desk that I waved at a minute ago. Stay on the floor! You move and I bash your head in!
I was too stunned to speak. I guess that motel clerk was used to seeing sketchy stuff at that motel and could tell when he needed it. Thanks to his intuition, I'm alive. A few minutes later, the cops arrived and arrested Anthony. I gave my statement to the police and got an escort back home. I didn't sleep for weeks, and it only got worse when the story hit the news. It turns out that he was linked to the victims of several fatalities that were found at a local hilltop. The same thing he tried to get me to go to. It's no wonder why he was so persistent about it.
No
It
shit.
terrifies me knowing that could have easily been me. This story was inspired by a story of a psychotic man that used social media platforms like Instagram and Snapchat to lure his victims to a hilltop on Valentine's Day. As stated in the story, he has been linked to several cases. The username Anthony was of course just an alias. His real name is Keegan, and he has since been sentenced for his heinous crimes.
I don't know if I have the right room. Is Anthony
Okay.
here?
Yes, sweetheart. I'm Anthony.
What am I listening to right now?
Alright.
Okay.
So are we judging as a whole or as individual videos?
As a whole.
Well, as a whole, you got 3 different videos to judge. Yeah, as a whole. Your vote counts for 3 videos. 1 vote.
So am I going first? Is that
Yeah,
good?
no, you started talking. But go ahead.
No, I was just asking a question. Like,
Oh.
damn, when the ain't allowed to ask a question.
No, you asked a question. Might as well go ahead. All right, look. I'll go.
All
I don't care.
right, well, I'll go first. Fuck it, motherfucker. I don't never get to go first. My turn to shine, damn it.
Shine away. Do you do your me's first?
Yeah,
Right.
clear up. But in my personal opinion,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah, cause it was alright. Like it was entertaining, but
Yeah.
other than that, not really.
Fair enough. I
Because
understand.
some of the stories were a little far fetched.
Definitely one-sided conversations that you know that shit didn't happen. All right. All right. So you gave it a 3. Well, I did the review first a little bit. The first one got the voice actor nailed it 100%. Like that voice and that video made sense together. And that was like my biggest prop. That was my biggest thing for him. And then the next 2 videos about the voice actor. You threw me so far left field when there was a female there and you hear this man's voice. I'm like, well, what? But yeah, okay, whatever. I'll let that go for a while until Drew pulled a point that you had a female voice actor the same time this video was made. So, with that said, I don't know. I wish you would have matched the voices up, but I did like the first video on that one. The actual videos themselves weren't scary in any sense of any way, but I really did appreciate in how you actually said, hey, look, this is the real guy from the actual story at the end of it. That I appreciate a lot. Because it kind of does bring it back to like this is reality stuff. So, I'll give it a 4 because actually everything together it came out good, but I really shouldn't be giving you 4 because there was no horror involved in this as we're doing scary reviews. But that might just be on the search that we're doing. So 4.
I'll speak on it. All right, so I'm gonna give it a 3.5, but
3.5 uncut.
3.5. It was good. It was good for what it was. I mean,
all right. So he said 3.5. It was good for what it was. Like no other details, but that's basically his
like I wish like the voice acting matched the characters like highly, because that really took me out of the whole mood. But yeah. I will give it a little horror because like these are real life situations and anybody in this situation themselves would be scared.
They put themselves there.
Agreed, but still wouldn't change the factor of them being scared. So
they deserve it. They put themselves there.
Like the first dude, he was soon as it wasn't the right person, should have shut that door. But boom.
Yep.
Both cases actually.
No, well, the other girl, she should have ran off.
Yeah,
but she took too long. But she also should have had a weapon. You feel me? Should have had like some pepper spray,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
something on deck for that situation.
You had a problem.
And that also goes for the for chick who was getting stalked. Shorty should have went and got a strap. Homie would have came to the window
even
and caught
stun
shells
gun or something.
Yeah.
No. He'd came through the window and caught some shells through that joint.
No, I understand. But here's what I'm getting at. If somebody actually has a problem with like carrying a gun or doesn't like the idea of carrying a weapon for self-defense, you don't want to do it. At least bring a stun gun.
Hey, what finesse 2 times?
Yeah.
Run up, I'm gonna shoot this bitch through the window. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, but see, that's kind of my point, though. You nailed it in the head. Like, there's like obvious things that you could have done and obvious red flags that you could have stopped on, and you just overlooked it. Like, that's why, I'm saying, like, these things happen. I feel bad that they happen to these people, but don't get me wrong. But they put themselves in situations and purposely ignored red flags that they obviously already knew were red flags because they're the ones telling the story.
Agreed, but at the same time, Danny, how do you think scammers make a living, though?
I understand that. I get that. But my point is, in the storylines, they identified the red flags. So you saw the red flags. I mean, decided to be like, nah, screw it. I'm going to meet this stranger in a hotel room with nothing to protect myself with because I don't want to meet him at a park.
Yeah, but again,
luckily,
scammers are the same way. Scammers tell you a whole bullshit story, and if you're desperate enough, you actually believe it.
I'm aware.
And when you believe it, you're gonna fall into the trap. I mean, it's just human nature sometimes.
Yeah, my thing is,
we just think a little bit.
They saw the trap. They saw the issues. They saw it.
Scammers tell you. You can tell when a scammer's trying to scam you, but people still fall into it.
Yeah, I understand. I get it. Like, I'm not. Look,
it's the same scenario.
Whatever, man. I'm just saying, be ready. I mean,
yeah.
Drew's justification of the spammer method is Drew's justification of the spammer method. But I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying, if you see these red flags, if you're lonely or not, man, you might want to walk the other fucking way. It only takes one time for that feeling or those red flags to actually like be right about something when you're actually fucking gone. Like, I mean, why are you playing the game? Protect yourself.
It comes back to being desperate to what you want, and that's
protect yourself.
Exactly the same. Yeah, that's all you can do is protect yourself. Make sure you're protected. You know, women when you go out on the streets, be smart about it. Don't.
You can be smart.
Learn from these mistakes. Learn from these mistakes.
Dude, 100%.
These were, learn from all these mistakes.
You don't got to be dumb and desperate. You know,
Yes.
you just prepared and desperate.
Correct. There you go. There you go, bro.
Life lessons.
Scared and desperate.
Stay desperate.
Remember what we was talking about? How we was always about how I'm always prepared.
Yeah.
I told you because I got bad luck.
You have.
I have such bad luck.
Yeah.
I like to be prepared for every situation.
It doesn't matter who you are, where you're at, where you're from, where you live. A fucked up situation where you need to protect yourself may always happen. And I don't care if you're with guns, against guns, whatever it is. I don't care what your opinion. I'm not asking for it. I'm just saying you need to be able to protect yourself. And I'll tell you right now, I'm a gun lover. I love the idea of concealed carries. I love the idea of being able to protect yourself. I love it. That's my opinion, 100%. Like that's just. I feel like that should be a human right to be able to protect yourself from others, and not just people, like animals or whatever it is. That's a threat coming at your life. You should be able not to go grab the guy to protect you. You should be able to protect yourself. My opinion.
Agreed.
But anyway, with that said, that's what I'm saying is all these situations. I don't really feel bad. I feel bad, but I mean, you literally did it to yourself. It's because you went into something so blindly without any kind of concept of understanding, and you got yourself in a situation, but you didn't prepare for the worst when you were going into the worst case scenario. You see what I'm saying? You're putting yourself in the worst case scenario. You're putting yourself in a hot spot. And you were able to protect yourself.
I agree. But again, it's one of those things. It's just, some people just don't think that ahead.
I love my life enough to take care of it. That's all I'm saying. Anyway. I'm just
saying. Not everybody thinks like you, Danny.
I'm very aware. I get that, and I'm open to a lot of different views. I'm not an asshole when someone gives me their opinion. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I actually listen to it. I'm an asshole, but not because of that.
I listen, but if you tell me some dumbass shit, I'm gonna tell you some dumbass.
You're gonna tell you what you think and what you feel. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Like that is my opinion.
That is dumb. I would not recommend you do that dumbass shit that you came up with and set out your mouth because it was fucking stupid. That dumb shit is gonna get you in a bad situation, and people can, take it how they want to take it or not. That's normally how that shit go. You take the dumb shit as some dumb shit, or you gotta accept it for what it is.
Yeah, dumb shit.
But anyways, all right. So you got, what was the score altogether? It's a 6.5 plus 4, 11? 11.5? Yep. No. 10.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just showed everybody you can't do math.
No, that's fine.
Nobody.
I fixed it. I figured it out. Give me a minute. I got
Simple addition.
What? Are you trying to correct me on something as you say what word again? A debitation? A debitation. What was it?
Yes.
Anyway.
Haha.
You really had to think about that too hard for me to give you okay on that one.
I said it a couple times. Aha.
Anyway. I appreciate y'all checking this episode out. It's a little lengthy more than normal because we talk a lot of shit this episode. But yeah, if you did like what you saw, please consider like and subscribe, leaving a comment in that comment section, and I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Later.
Yes, indeed. Deuces.
Hey, did you know this is a crotch? True shit.